which is like an old snack from the 1970s, and that was a hint that we think possibly showed that the grave was disturbed back in the 70s and 1970s sometime. It might have moved the remains down to the hole where we actually found the bell.
This guy was almost discovered in the 70s.
Yeah, he was almost discovered in the 70s.
His grave got disrupted, and eventually he was discovered this summer. What happens to this guy now?
Well, what we're working on is we're currently working on trying to find the best place to rebury his remains. And we're thinking it'd either be in Minturn or Eagle Cemetery somewhere. Killer that came through and dumped a victim a couple years ago, and he was 5 years old, and so we still are finding fingernails of his. But with something this old, this is something, my first experience with something this old, and actually having to remove it from piles of dirt. So it was a new experience for me in that sense, and so I think it made it very interesting. It was a great investigation. We worked with the clerk's office, and then who said, you're going to have to dig through a lot of stuff. So we started with land title. We found a deed with the name Alford Mazari. And then from there, we went back to the clerk's office and started digging from there, found some more information, and then we went to the Eagle County Historical Society, where they gave us more information, and it was all big teamwork in getting this all done. We couldn't have done it, just the clerk's office alone, we couldn't have done it by ourselves.
The remains of this person will be reburied. What about, let me just adjust this real quick. What about these artifacts? What are you guys going to do with all this stuff?
Those will go with the bones. Those are considered all part of him, and he was laid to rest in a coffin, and I think the respectful thing to do is to keep everything together and bury it all together.
Cool.